An island with no hotels, no restaurants, and no residents. Just ruins, decaying buildings, and endless stories of death. Poveglia Island is officially closed to the public, but the question remains, why can't you visit it? The answer lies in a history darker than any legend. Poveglia is a small island located in the Venetian Lagoon, just south of Venice, Italy. At first glance, it looks no different from the many other islands scattered across the lagoon. Surrounded by calm waters and framed by overgrown vegetation, its crumbling bell tower and decaying brick walls are the only signs of life that once thrived here. The island itself is tiny, just 17 acres in size, yet it carries one of the darkest reputations in Europe. Unlike nearby Murano with its glassmakers, or Burano with its colorful houses, Poveglia has no industry, no residents, and no visitors. Instead, it has a history so grim that authorities have officially banned the public from setting foot on it. The Plague Years, 1793 to 1814. Poveglia's transformation into a place of death began in 1793, when Venice established it as a quarantine station during plague outbreaks. Ships suspected of carrying disease were forced to stop here, and passengers showing symptoms were transferred to makeshift hospitals on the island. The island remained an important plague quarantine site until 1814, serving as Venice's primary defense against epidemic diseases. Those brought to Poveglia rarely returned. Being sent there was essentially a death sentence. The sick were housed in temporary wooden structures that eventually gave way to permanent stone buildings designed to contain both the contagious and the dying. Mass graves were dug across the island to handle the overwhelming number of deaths. It is estimated that more than 160,000 people died on this island, their ashes literally becoming part of the soil. Local fishermen began calling it the Island of No Return, and Venetians whispered that the ground itself was cursed. This period established Poveglia's sinister reputation, a reputation that would only grow darker in the centuries that followed. The Mental Hospital Era, 1922 to 1968. After decades of abandonment following the end of the Plague Era, Poveglia found new purpose in 1922, when existing buildings were converted into a mental hospital. The Italian government saw the island's isolation as perfect for housing patients with severe mental illness, far from the mainland population. Evidence of the psychiatric facility still exists today, with signs reading Reparto Psichiatria, Psychiatric Department, visible among the derelict buildings. The conditions were harsh. Patients lived in overcrowded rooms with minimal medical care and virtually no contact with the outside world. The asylum operated for 46 years, during which time numerous patients died and were buried on the island, adding to its already substantial collection of human remains. Local legends tell of a particularly sadistic doctor who conducted brutal experiments on patients. Though these stories blend fact with folklore, the mental hospital closed in 1968, and the island has been vacant ever since. With the departure of the last patients and staff, Poveglia entered its current phase of abandonment, leaving behind only crumbling buildings and unsettling memories. Why it's off limits today? Today, Poveglia Island stands as a decaying monument to centuries of suffering. The Italian government strictly prohibits public access for several compelling reasons. First, the buildings are structurally dangerous. Decades of abandonment have left roofs collapsed, floors rotted, and walls crumbling. The risk of injury or death from falling debris is severe. Second, the island has its own government jurisdiction and requires special permission to visit, which can take years to obtain. Authorities cite both safety concerns and respect for the historical significance of the site. While there have been some visitors, mainly paranormal TV filming crews and a few brave adventurers, the island has been off-limits ever since 1968. The massive number of human remains buried throughout the island also creates archaeological and health considerations. Disturbing these grave sites would be both disrespectful and potentially dangerous. Even local fishermen avoid the area, and Coast Guard patrols monitor the surrounding waters to prevent unauthorized landings. The combination of structural dangers, legal restrictions, and cultural taboos has effectively sealed Poveglia away from the modern world. The island today. Poveglia remains frozen in decay, its buildings slowly crumbling back into the earth, mixed with human ash. The octagonal fort, bell tower, and hospital buildings still stand, though nature is steadily reclaiming them. Vines crawl up walls, trees grow through floors, and the Venetian Lagoon's salt air continues its corrosive work. Occasionally, unauthorized visitors attempt to reach the island by private boat, but most are turned away by patrol boats. There has been some talk of redevelopment over the years, but plans consistently fall through due to the site's dark history and the logistical challenges of dealing with human remains embedded in the soil. From the water, visitors can glimpse the haunting silhouette of abandoned buildings against the sky. The island serves as a stark reminder of Venice's hidden history, a place where the city sent its most vulnerable citizens to live and die in isolation. Poveglia Island remains one of Europe's most forbidden places. Officially sealed away from public access, its ruins stand as a testament to over 2 centuries of human suffering, from plague victims to mental patients, all isolated from society on this tiny patch of land. The Italian government's ban isn't just about safety or bureaucracy. It's about respecting a place where an estimated 160,000 people met their end. Would you visit Poveglia if you could, or should some places remain undisturbed? Share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stories from the world's most mysterious, forbidden places.